Welcome back to Foxy TV, episode 85. This week we have a great episode lined up as we answer the question, how to determine which style to choose when staging homes. To start this week's episode though, we're going to rewind the clock a week back to Friday last week at an install in Greenslopes.
We are in Greenslopes. Yeah. We are restyling a property that's been on the market that was started by a different company. We've come through with a different brief. So it is quite a modern contemporary home. So we've brought in quite modern pieces to go with the monochromatic colour tone that this colour scheme has got. You'll see that we do have a couple of pieces that you would recognise from one of our properties. We did a feature competition on with Janessa, the Beatrice Street properties. So for us as a styling company, it's really important to make sure that the stock we're buying is really versatile, so it can suit to a lot of different properties. So for example, that one was I classified it as industrial Hamptons. It was nice, light and bright and airy. This one is far more industrial, stainless steel finishes and blacks and everything everywhere, so that it's going to all come together beautifully, but you will recognise some pieces. And it's quite a challenge to buy pieces that go in a lot of homes.
Okay, on to Monday of the current week. Let's have a quick chat to Jake to see what was on this week.
Jake, what are you up to? I've just got a lot of the stuff out for the next job. The boys will be back in probably an hour or so to load up for the second install, so just kind of getting it prepared
Second
for
or
them. Third install, and they'll have done a pack up in there as well, so fourth job of the day.
Busy day.
Busy day, there's a fifth as well, second pack up, fifth job.
And what's in for the rest of the week?
It's a pretty busy first half of the week in particular. I think it's going to feel busy because Janessa's away for a few days in there, so Phoebe will be the only stylist on site. So yeah, busy week.
And now let's transition to this week's main topic, which is how to determine which style to choose when staging homes. Eva caught up with Phoebe at an install in Rochdale to get her thoughts.
All right, Phoebe, so one question we get asked a lot is how do you determine which style to choose?
All right, so there's a couple of different factors that we do consider. I have mentioned these a couple of times, but so three main points. The style of the property and the type of home it is. So something that we really believe strongly in is not to force a style on a home if it doesn't suit the home. So if someone rings me and they go, look, I love Hamptons, I want my 70s brick unit to look Hampton style, it's not going to work because it looks styled, it can look tacky and cheap. It has the opposite effect if you go for a personal taste option rather than what the property deserves. It's not going to present the property in the best light, and it's not going to photograph beautifully if you don't style it the way the home needs to be styled. So that's one big factor. Another really big factor is the target market for whom the property will be sold to. So that's, over time, I've learned what properties are going to be sold towards who and what suburbs are bought by which demographics most. But at the start, and still now, it's in consultation with a real estate agent. So are we going to have an Asian family pop by? Are we going to have young professional couples? Is it going to be downsizers, retirees? Is it going to be a family home? So the one that we're standing in at the moment, it's definitely a family home, but it's a higher end family home. So we've gone for beautiful blacks and oaks and sharp finishes and less warm finishes, which we would if it was a family home. So the more forgiving surfaces if it was a family home. So that's number two. And then number three, which we also focus quite significantly on, is the return on investment for a client. So budget does play a part in every aspect when it comes to listing a property for sale. There's a lot of fees that come up at that start point. So there's marketing, there's real estate fees, there's all those, anything that needs to happen to the house to get it ready to market, all those sorts of things that need to be considered. And sometimes at the end, a client can't afford styling, or potentially we need to think about how to present a home so that we can meet a budget and still get something in there so that the client can get the most out of their home. So, and that it can't play a big enough factor that we only put a sofa in a room. It determines which rooms we style, which rooms are going to be photographed and listed online, which rooms are going to play the part of first impressions. And so that's what I mean when I say return to investment. So rather than styling an entire property, do we just style the master bedroom and the living spaces with the outdoor, those key areas? So they're the three main points that we consider.
Cool. Do you usually look at the fixtures and fittings of the house as well?
So the fixtures and fittings do determine the colours and the feel that we'll go for. So this one behind me, you see we've got lots of oaks and whites and blacks. So this is a very sort of resort vibe Scandinavian home. So we're matching in with the oaks. We haven't gone with darker timber surfaces because when you bring in walnuts against oak, they clash. We've also gone with cream and beige because that's what the wall colour is. We haven't gone for greys or charcoals because again, it clashes. So the colours, the fixtures, if for example, this home doesn't have it, but if you've got a gold chandelier, you're going to bring those gold tones throughout the rest of the home. You're not going to bring in silver or chrome, even copper or brass. So you'll match in with those colours throughout the entire property.
Cool. What's your personal favourite style?
Scandinavian.
Scandinavian.
And I love minimalist. I love oak, and I love also like a grey colour palette. So it's just really fresh. I don't like a home too cluttered. I love greenery, and I just black and oak together. Beautiful.
What's your least favourite?
Least favourite would be Hamptons, and we don't stock heaps of Hamptons for that reason. There are stylists in Brisbane that do a beautiful job at it. There's a lot that goes to Hampton styling, so there's lots of layers, there's lots of pieces. In itself, it's overdone. So it's a very costly style for a client, and I don't believe most homes actually get that return on investment for a client by us going with a Hampton style.
Awesome.
Also, it's really impractical for children and families. Really impractical. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
So there you have it. If you'd like a written version of today's topic, Eva has written a blog and article on the very subject Phoebe just covered. It is about to be published, probably published by the time you're viewing this, either today on Friday or early next week. So you can find that on our website, foxyhomestaging.com.au, and then under the main menu, resources tab, and then the blog link. And that's all I've got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.
Let's do it!